It sucked.
Yeah, something else. Tell me about it.
We lost.
Oh.
A buzzer beater. A 3-point buzzer beater in overtime. Come on. My heart can't take that.
Sorry, man. We can move on quickly. Let's just not talk about it.
I think we need to.
We can move on.
I think we need to. Now I know that Ohio State's going to win tomorrow, because you can't have a loss like that and then everything that this football program has been building towards to right the wrongs of the last few seasons. I talked about the basketball gods. The football gods are out there. They're listening.
They wouldn't do that to you.
They see us. They wouldn't allow a 6-5 Michigan team to come down here to Columbus, Ohio, playing nothing more than the spoiler role, and to go to some holiday, whatever the foot bowl they're going to go to, some pinstripe bowl, whatever, Gator Bowl. I don't care. I don't care where they're going. Most of their guys are going to sit out of it, I'm sure. That can't happen, Dane. We're going to go to town on these guys tomorrow.
What's your level of confidence right now?
9.
Oh, okay.
9. Yeah. That we win, 9 out of 10. That's not a points confidence, but confidence level that we win the game, almost a perfect 10. Can't go all the way, but that's how good I feel about it. What about you,
Well,
Dan?
good. Keep your mind there. Keep it off basketball.
Off of basketball.
Keep it right there out of that 9 out of 10 confidence.
Basketball mood, bad. I'm sure Jake Diebler is even worse right now, driving home. Jake, I hope you're not listening. Just turn it off.
Yeah, you don't want to listen to us anyway.
Get into a happy place. Get into a happy place for that next game against Maryland. All right, now, done. Finished. Basketball over. Football now. How are you feeling about it, Dane?
I'm feeling good about it.
That was a big sigh.
Well,
that was like a good 2.5 sigh.
That's kind of felt like the reaction to everybody I've talked to about it this week.
Really?
Obviously, this is the better team, right? Ohio State's a better team.
Absolutely. Nobody would dispute that. No one can dispute that.
The history of the last few seasons has left everybody with just a little bit of break there, with a little bit of don't want to count your eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I feel really good about it, and I think it would be, oh, man, that would be such a strange thing. A lot would have to go wrong for Ohio State.
By the way, I didn't want to get too far into the show before I announced this, that we have a pair of Michigan tickets to give away.
Oh, do we?
Yes, and so we're going to do that at 6:25.
Okay.
So not too long. Not too long into the show here. 6:25, a chance to go to the game tomorrow.
Do they have to answer a question or anything, or it's just answer the phone?
Haven't decided yet.
Well, let's think about that.
Yeah, we will think about that.
Why don't we throw in a little
fun?
Maybe trivia?
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got 14 minutes to ultimately decide how we're going to do that for the fine folks.
That's all the time in the world.
But I am. It's interesting that the people that you've been talking to have had that one-step pause, the hesitancy about doing this. And I said this already this week, that the fact that Michigan is a little bit worse, that they are a 6-win football team and they've taken their lumps this year, adds to the storyline a little bit for me, because this would now be the most inexcusable, the most upsetting loss you could say in Buckeye history if it didn't happen. With the 3-year losing streak right now, with all the pressure that is mounted for Ryan Day and his program to get it done, just to get back to Indy, you've got to get that opportunity to get revenge on Oregon for the way that game went with the clock at the end in Eugene. You need to see that team again to try to grab one of those buys for the college football playoff. Everything that we talked about in the offseason, you're this close. You're this close. It's all right there, still being there for you. You even had the chance to slip up and lose a game in the regular season. I think most of us knew that with this new format of a 12-team college football playoff. You can lose to a really, really good team in a true road game and still be okay if you handle the rest of your business. And Ohio State is so close to getting that done.
Yeah. But now you've got to the point where I think if you told us they were going to be here at the beginning of the season, this is where they wanted to be. I mean, I think we knew that the road test at Oregon was going to be the big one. You lose by 1, and then Oregon, to their credit, holds up their end of the bargain for the rest of the year. They've looked good. They've played well. They haven't slipped again. So, I mean, you've got a really good Ohio State team that, despite the roller coaster that Ohio State fans and people here in Columbus will inevitably ride of ups and downs. They've consistently won. They've played, not up to their potential all the time, but they've been a solid team. A big win last week against Indiana. I mean, that was a good Indiana team, and they showed up and performed. So I think, yeah, you're at this point where this is exactly where you wanted to be, but your goals at the beginning of the season, as stated, were Michigan, Big Ten, National Championship, all in front of you.
All of it, yeah.
But none accomplished yet.
Yeah, none.
So, I mean, to your further point, it would be...
So much work has to be done to keep yourself in the position to then go and get it done. And now, every time you step out on that field, this is the ultimate part of the season right here, because every time you step out on that field, you're basically playing for championships.
Who else has this type of pressure? What other big time college programs? Because if you're actually thinking about this, and this is obviously holiday time, you're talking to your family a lot. This comes up, so you get a lot of different perspectives.
No doubt. But
like the temperature on Ohio State, people will find stuff to pick at. They will find defense to pick at. They will find offense. And I'm thinking about it as you're saying it. Yeah, if they lose this game, it's catastrophe. But this has been a really, really good team all year. They've lost one game by 1 point to the number one team in the country.
Who hasn't lost.
And if they lose this game, you're gonna be in a situation where the town loses its head.
Its mind.
The fan base loses its mind.
And you know what? And it's rightfully so. They'd be right to lose their minds if they lost this game tomorrow.
I completely agree.
And I don't think it is going to happen. I feel very strongly that we're not going to be going through that. We're not going to be talking about that.
I just can't. I can't think of another situation, another team in college football that could not get away with this type of loss.
I'm with you. I don't think anyone else does have it.
So anyways, it's a unique thing. It's unique pressure that this team deals with, and I think up to this point they've done a great job of handling it.
This is why whatever they want to say about SEC country, football does matter more in Ohio. It is a bigger deal here. It just is. It is a bigger deal here than anywhere else. As much as it is a part of their culture down south in SEC country, it is a bigger part of the fabric of the culture of the state of Ohio here, and everything that rides on a game for the Buckeyes.
I'd agree.
In winning this game, and they still got 10 to go.
Yep.
They still got 10 to go. Well, I have completed the final walkthrough, if you must know. This would be edition number 12 of the year, because we had a couple of bye weeks, but the one that you're all waiting for, the Michigan version of the final walkthrough, me getting you ready for a game the night before a game, the only way I know how. So we'll get to hear that. And of course, as we just said, there's going to be a chance to go to it tomorrow by just listening here to the Buckeye Show. So we've got a lot of fun coming up. It'll be fast-paced all the way to 8 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. Dane Sanzenbacher is here. It is the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The holidays are here, and let's face it, it's easy to put on a few extra pounds between the parties, the food, and the stress. But this year, do something different and try semaglutide from Affinity Whole Health. Semaglutide is a game changer for weight loss. It'll help curb cravings and keep your energy up so you can tackle the holidays with ease. If you're thinking about TRT or already on it, they work together for amazing results. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Hey, Jackets fans, we know what's on your holiday wish list. Ask your Secret Santa for a Blue Jackets holiday gift pack. You'll score 2 tickets plus a Blue Jackets helmet shirt, all for just $99. Learn more at bluejackets.com/holiday.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventative maintenance checkup. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the fall and winter ahead. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com. That's carpentercolumbus.com.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The holidays are here, and let's face it, it's easy to put on a few extra pounds between the parties, the food, and the stress. But this year, do something different and try semaglutide from Affinity Whole Health. Semaglutide is a game changer for weight loss. It'll help curb cravings and keep your energy up so you can tackle the holidays with ease. If you're thinking about TRT or already on it, they work together for amazing results. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. It's going to be cold tonight. A few flurries possible. If you're heading to a high school game, make sure you bundle up. Temperatures will be in the 20s, wind chills in the teens. We'll eventually dip down to the low 20s and upper teens overnight for air temperatures. Saturday still cold, mostly sunny, highs in the low 30s. Bundle up for the Buckeye game. We'll stay cold as we head into Sunday as well. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
The best sports talk in the Big Ten lives right here. Now back to the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Beat Michigan. Happy Friday night, everybody. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I'm Timmy Hall. Dane Sanzenbacher is with us here. What's the record, Dane? What's the record against that team up north?
My personal record?
Yes.
It's 4-0, Timmy.
Unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Thanks.
So, forget about just the two teams that are playing Saturday. What is your absolutely favorite thing? What is your most favorite thing about the rivalry?
Oh, my absolutely most favorite thing?
You can take it absolutely.
Okay, so my most favorite thing?
Yep.
Man, it's got to be, it's all tied into the history of it. It's the fan bases, though, I think is my favorite thing. It keeps it going. The
talk, the chatter, all of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's no matter where you are or where those teams are in the season, the fans will keep it fun. And I grew up in Toledo, so that's a border town. So it was always 50-50.
Yeah.
Down the middle, Ohio State, Michigan.
A lot of house divideds up there.
Oh yeah, those flags are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was
flags.
Like this Friday. If you were in school, this was a wear Ohio State or Michigan day. Like this was there was a themed day. I grew up. It was another form of holiday.
Right. When it was before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So
not after. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was always it was always part of it. So yeah, my favorite thing is that. The colors they clash perfectly.
That's good of you, though, because it isn't anything without the fans. How could it be?
It wouldn't be.
It's nothing without the fans and the people that
it's the whole
bring
part
that
of it
kind of
that's
passion.
Fun. So
they're the ones that have to appreciate all of that history and that tradition and then make it so to the outside world. Nobody cared about it. If the people here in the state and up there didn't care about it, it wouldn't be anything.
Mm-mm. No.
All right. Well, we will give away the tickets. But first, are you ready for the final walkthrough? It's the last one of the regular season.
Tim.
Yes.
You know this is my favorite part of the week. You know I'm the biggest supporter of you and your final walkthrough.
You look like you're ready.
I am.
Bodie, are you ready for the final walkthrough?
I am so ready, Tim.
He's ready. Mike Gundy, are you ready for the final walkthrough? Where are we at in society? All right, it's time for the final walkthrough. Let's do it. It is the final walkthrough, Michigan edition. To all of you, I don't know if I can do the greatest rivalry in sports justice, but damn it, we're going to try. Folks, it's been a long time. I'm not going to read off the number of days since the last win because I don't want to. We've lived it. We've felt it. Ryan Day knew the drill since he took the job here at Ohio State, and he said it in his very first press conference.
Number one, win the rivalry game.
and number 2, win every game after that.
Well, he won that first one, and now we've been waiting for this moment. And Ryan Day has been living through hell to get to that next victory.
We felt what it's like to not win this game, and it's bad. It's one of the worst things that's happened to me in my life, quite honestly. Other than losing my father and a few other things, it's quite honestly for my family the worst thing that's happened. So we can never have that happen.
A jarring statement from a man who lost his father when he was 8, but that's what it means here. We've listened to Dirty Cheats sit up there and run their mouths now.
Sometimes people that are standing on third base think they hit a triple. But they didn't.
It's been a gut punch.
This is the worst.
But that was then, and this is now. The 10-1 Buckeyes will take on the 6-5 Wolverines at noon at the fabled Horseshoe tomorrow. The 120th edition of The Game. The Buckeyes aren't just supposed to win. They need to win. No, they have to win.
Don't let that team stand in the way. No way.
You can't, Urban. You got to have full attention and focus and respect for this rivalry to go out there and earn it.
That's a culture. That's a mindset. That's the way you're trained from January. You determine that by how hard you go. Not by your mouth, not by after the whistle taking a swing at the guy, but just nonstop boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, boom. Boom! You should be able to feel the history after that, bursting from the seams. It's Woody and Bo, the 10-year war. It's Beanie Wells, 52 yards up the gut.
15, 10, 5, touchdown, Chris Wells.
It is Paul Keels. It is Jim Lachey. It's winning a walk-off in overtime.
Whipping left side, 10, 5, touchdown, Curtis Samuel. And the Buckeyes win it in overtime.
You know what else it is? It's about having a new guy like Will Howard who feels like he's played in 4 of these things, and he wants to do it for the right ways.
This one's for those guys that came back. This one's for Buckeye Nation. We've been, I feel it, man. I can just feel it. There's been that hurt the last 3 years. This rivalry game, it's the first thing that I heard when I came here on my visit.
So get your rest. Try and relax if you can, because come noon tomorrow, we're all in for something. Let the legend Woody Hayes put it for you in simple terms and explain to you how you win this football game.
If you take it to them, if you don't make mistakes, and you keep taking it to them, hell, there's no question who will win. There's no question who will win. Now let's go out and do it. Let's go. Yeah!
It's Michigan and Ohio State, folks. Our coverage starts dark and early at 6:30 a.m., and by the time 4:30 rolls around, Beamer and I hope to be giving you the best damn post-game show you've ever heard.
And I hope to see you out there.
All right, there it is. Michigan edition of the final walkthrough. How'd we do, Dane?
It was beautiful. It was great.
It's a different tone for this one.
It was a different tone.
Yeah, it was a different tone. It was less jokey, wasn't it?
I laughed really hard at your past couple. What was the one that got me 2 games ago?
I got you with, that's right. Check out the big brain on bread. Will Howard used the word like intrinsic detail is what he said.
Brain on bread. That got me.
He was the big smart mother bleeper. That's right.
I liked sprinkling in all the coaches. You didn't put Tress in there at all, but he wasn't really a fiery speech guy. Well, he did a couple, but maybe he just didn't have them.
Oh, you mean him?
In the classroom, in the community, and most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
There you go. Famous 310-day speech.
It's an all-timer.
Take it back up to Ann Arbor, win that first one in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
I had him. I was working. I was working. Then the Urban one just caught me. I don't know why. This one with Urban just caught me.
That's a culture. That's a mindset. That's the way you're trained from January. You determine that by how hard you go. Not by your mouth, not by after the whistle taking a swing at the guy, but just nonstop boom, boom, boom.
That guy was just hardcore. Well, hardcore about everything.
What he's saying there, too, is so right and spot on for a game like this, because there's such a balance between getting yourself up for this game and getting yourself so emotionally invested that he mentioned in there that take a swing at a guy. Yeah, that's counterproductive. That level of emotion is not what you need, but it's the
you got to walk
play.
right up to the cliff.
And it's the same. It's eerily similar to the clip you played of Woody Hayes. It was just like, this is how you do it. You show it play in. If you do these things, there's no doubt who wins.
Okay, so made you wait a couple minutes here, but this is huge. This is big. And we actually got a pair for the game tomorrow. We're going to give them away right now, as we said we would. A few minutes late, though, but I don't think you mind. So the number, I'll get the number in there right now. We're going to make you answer something. This is not just going to be a caller 7 or a caller 9. But if you listen to the Buckeye Show, you'll get this. You will get it. So someone will be very happy. The number is 614-821-9710. 821-9710. If you're talking to Bodie and you give him the right answer, you're going to be so happy. I'm going to personally transfer over the tickets to you. So we called somebody, DeVere and I, your buddy DeVere, Wednesday DeVere was here. End of the 6 o'clock hour, we called somebody. And this has been a story in the local news this week, if you've been paying attention. The answer's really right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you. So who did we call at the end of the 6 o'clock hour? You get that to Bodie, you're going to the game. How awesome is that? All right, you would never believe who is wishing Ryan Day luck ahead of the game. But there's a catch. We'll give that to you next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Columbus Gun Show at the Ohio Expo Center this weekend. Everything you need for the shooting sports and self-defense. Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 9 to 4. Coupon and more info at cegunshows.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It's football season. That means it's time for wings, right? Flaps, drums, however you like to get them. I like my wings with a nice dip. And that's why I love Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dip. These are delicious dips for your wings, for your veggies, for your chips, whatever you like to dip them in. For me, it's the wings. For you, the possibilities are endless. As good as homemade dip, plus real herbs and spices and ingredients you'll find in your own kitchen. Check out Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dips wherever you buy your groceries. Get them today.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the Fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
In a divorce, it's important to have a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell, a domestic litigation and family law firm. We champion your rights as an individual and your role as a parent, taking an aggressive approach in court while leveling the legal playing field in domestic matters. That's what a champion does. That's what Cordell & Cordell can do for you. Visit us at CordellCordell.com.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Have you tried all the great new food at Ohio Stadium? Each home game, the Levy Culinary Team creates a burger named after the opponent. Taste the competition burger. This Saturday will feature that Team Up North burger, a fresh beef patty topped with house-smoked corned beef and sauerkraut, finished with house-made Russian sauce, Swiss cheese, and shredded lettuce. Try that Team Up North burger at the Taste the Competition burger carts at Section 8 on A deck and Section 12 on C deck this game day.
Hey, Ohio
Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Block O on the radio. This is the Buckeye Show.
All right. It did take a few. But we got our winner out there. Timmy Hall, Dane Sanzenbacher. We are in Michigan pregame mode. I cannot believe we are here. The Boatman is back there. Who's our winner? Who's going to the game?
Took about 7 or 8 callers, Timmy, but Mike got it. What
All right, Mike.
7 or 8 callers. Did you?
Yeah.
Was this a trick question? How many people did you guys call?
I guess it is a little bit of a trick question, but I was pretty specific. It was in the last segment.
You did say, who did we call?
I did. We called a person, and this was the story.
You didn't really call a person, though.
Yes, we did. Yes,
I think if you were listening to the show,
if you listen to the show, this is pretty cut and dry. We called the number on the show. I even saved the clip. You could hear it. I've got evidence. I've got proof. This is exactly how it sounded. We called the number to get pumped up. We called a coach who's in the great beyond. How cool is that you can still do this? Listen. There you go. 10 digits for authenticity. Dial tone. All of it, right? Full proof.
He's going to pick up. Like, who dialed it?
Two dials.
The whole game will boil down to three things. Number one, the team that hits the hardest and the longest, the team that starts the fastest, and the team is too damn smart to make mistakes. It's too smart to make mistakes, and that team will win without any question. If you take it to them, if you don't make mistakes, and you keep taking it to them, hell, there's no question who will win. There's no question who will win. Now let's go out and do it. Let's go.
Let's go, man. You know what? And it's wonderful advice, too. Like, you think about that, you digest that, what Woody Hayes is saying. If you're the better team, if you are the better and more talented team, which we all believe this, I mean, we know it to be true. They're a 10-1 team. Michigan is a 6-5 team. You do those three things. You do that just most of the game. You're winning this. You're passing this test with flying colors. Just don't let up. Keep taking it to them and be smart about it.
Yeah, it's not that complicated.
It's really not. Do that and you'll be champions at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those games where Ohio State is the better team, right? By all measures. So if that's really all they need to do is come out and do their jobs, do what they've done, up to this point. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those that you don't want to read too far into it, and you certainly don't want to listen to any of the noise that we're putting out there right now. If you're somebody that's in that room, if you're coaches or players, because I mean, it's just do what you need to do.
So this was something that really caught me from yesterday, that Lou Holtz was put up to something. So the guy that's giving Ryan Day advice that I mentioned back there is Lou Holtz. But it's almost like Lou is at gunpoint, because this was a cameo, which means somebody was paying Lou Holtz to wish Ryan Day luck in the Ohio State-Michigan game. And I believe that I can hear some sort of passive commentary from Lou Holtz because of the little thing that they had going back to the Ohio State-Notre Dame series that ended last year, with Ohio State going 2-0 and winning at home and then winning on the road in South Bend. So here are a couple of snippets of old Lou Holtz wishing Ryan Day the luck tomorrow.
Coach Day, congratulations on a great season thus far. It was a tough loss against Oregon, but you'll beat them in the championship game. However, we have to get ready for the team up north. I happen to coach Ohio State. I understand how big this game is. The fact we lost to them for 3 straight years has to be rectified this year in Buckeye Stadium.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now.
There he is. He's there giving you the advice right now. Here's another little part of Lou Holtz. You'll hear something in this one. It's where it gets a little better.
Just play your own game. Play the way you always do. You know how to tackle, how to block, how to be fundamentally sound. It's a game of toughness, not finesse. Too many times in a game like this, we want to outsmart somebody. Don't do that. I always felt that I wanted that other team in the locker room to know that they got beat physically and on the scoreboard.
He can't help himself.
This is just all so weird. This is so weird.
It's a game of toughness. It's not a game of finesse. It's a game of toughness. He's saying these things on purpose. Going right back to what they just fought about.
Lou. I'm trying to think of something Lou Holtz used to say. Remember the Dr. Lou segments that he used to do on there?
Dr. Lou.
Yeah, it had a jingle and everything.
Right. Yeah, Mark May, they'd all ask him like medical questions. How do you diagnose this Ohio State defense right now? And they're giving up red zone touchdowns in 3 straight games.
I like that segment. I don't understand what you're playing for me right now. It doesn't seem real.
Here's one more from Lou.
You have a great football team. Fight the team across the field. When I was at Ohio State, we were undefeated playing Michigan, who was second in the conference. We beat them 51-14, I think it was. In the last minute, Coach Hayes went for 2. And people said, why'd you go for 2? He said they wouldn't let me go for 3.
Oh, gee, thanks for telling me that, Lou. I'd never heard that one before. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that info there, Lou.
Okay, so this is cameo, right? And
right.
So Lou Holtz is being paid by
that's how it works.
Just a random fan to give unsolicited advice to Ryan Day.
Well, you tell him what cameo is basically.
I get what it is, but I'm just thinking
it's for good, clean boys. Okay, it's sports. It's just OnlyFans for sports. You tell him to do what you want him to do. He'll either say yes or no. He'll oblige or he won't.
What I can't understand is why he would say yes to this.
I know.
It is so tone deaf. It is unsolicited advice to another coach. I mean, you don't
strap for cash.
It's one thing if he wanted to send that or talk to Coach Day, but just just somebody paid him like what $50, $100 to say this message, but he did it very seriously, as if he was actually giving advice that Coach Day asked for.
He did make it sound serious, right? I'd just like to remind you that I never lost to Michigan when I was at Ohio State. He has to throw that in there. What are we doing? What in the world? Oh, man.
I don't know. That is just so weird to me.
It's just odd. That caught me today. Like that made me giddy just to see that Lou had actually done that.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
I still love the moment. I really do. I know things.
I mean, nothing screams tough like needing everything to gain an inch against 10 guys, Timmy. I know that much.
Damn right, Bodie.
Yep.
Damn right. You know what? Smarter team, as Woody Hayes said.
Can't counter that.
If you're going to be smarter, then you're likely going to be the team that wins at the end. And that kind of Ryan Day has to show up tomorrow. That kind of moxie, if they are doing it against Michigan, and there cannot be any let up. There can't. I'm talking, this game has to be like a 30 or 40 point blowout, and there's maybe the final drive left in the game before you're calling the dogs off. That's it. And maybe not even then. They didn't do it against Indiana, so maybe not even then. No, you go for 2. You score the first touchdown, and you go for 2. That's what you do tomorrow. How about that?
I disagree with the premise that that's the version of Ryan Day we need. I don't think he would say that was one of his, finer moments. I don't... I think the biggest hiccup that Ohio State could even possibly have is too much emotion in this game, because that's the only thing that kind of throws you off what you're plainly capable of doing.
Well, as long as it is focused.
Yeah, it's focused.
As long as it is focused.
Yeah.
And it happens, there's times to get excited and there's times to have those outbursts, but as long as you can restrain yourself when you need to and have it pointed in the right direction. Like when the game is over, which is when that was, the game was over, the task had been completed. And then you have the outpouring of emotion based on something that's happened. And if the Buckeyes, which I believe they will, if they do it tomorrow, this is going to be quite a celebratory day. It is going to be a day that has been wanted and needed for a long time. It's been 6 years, man. 6 years since the last one, 2018. It's crazy. It's crazy. We'll keep it going here. We've got a Michigan edition of On the Trail. The Buckeyes starting to look ahead, and we'll give you some good news here next. Dane Sanzenbacher is in. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
If you've been too busy to sign up for your health insurance plan, it's understandable. It's also why there's Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see the plans available to you and even speak to a licensed insurance agent. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. They'll answer your questions, and when you're ready, even help you apply. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. Getting your new health insurance plan could be easier than you think. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It's football season. That means it's time for wings, right? Flaps, drums, however you like to get them. I like my wings with a nice dip. and that's why I love Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dip. These are delicious dips for your wings, for your veggies, for your chips, whatever you like to dip them in. For me, it's the wings. For you, the possibilities are endless. As good as homemade dip, plus real herbs and spices and ingredients you'll find in your own kitchen. Check out Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dips wherever you buy your groceries. Get them today.
With 3 days of Black Friday deals at Meijer, your holidays can go from stressful to stress-free.
I'm listening.
Buy one, get 2 free MTA Sport apparel means dream gifts go from no way to...
Hooray!
Buy one, get 2 free Carter's apparel can take winter outfits from blah to...
Ooh la la.
And $120 off Columbia men's Pike Lake vests means your holidays go from good to...
Now that's a good deal better.
Bring more good to the season with 3 days of Black Friday savings, Thursday through Saturday, only at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or on the Meijer app.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
The best kind of power is star power. Let's go on the trail.
All right, Timmy Hall, Dane, Sanzenbacher getting ready for Ohio State and that team up north tomorrow. You know what? Buckeyes got a commitment here over the holiday. A 2026 tight end, Corbin Fordham, commits to the Buckeyes. First tight end commit, as you can imagine, in the 2026 class. They don't have a ton of action going on yet. It's early, but that's when recruiting should start, pretty early. They do have a really, really big-time commit in that class already, and we want to see that one through. That is Chris Henry Jr. That was always going to be a popular name, and when the Buckeyes had the relationships made with him, that one was really cool. So you got him and Jaden Ricketts, and then Corbin Fordham, who is from Jacksonville, Florida, 6'3", 215 pounds, so he's still going to likely fill out a little bit, and he's right around just outside the top 300, but a 4-star commit. So definitely somebody that you can see a bright future for with the Ohio State Buckeyes. And just to see what to see how they utilize the tight end position, a lot of different guys have been playing for the Buckeyes this year.
Man, Tim, to be honest with you, I don't know how to approach recruiting anymore, or what it's going to even look like in the next few years. Because I mean, how do you keep these guys for long enough to have them be legit players for you? It's going to cost you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, how much does recruiting, I guess, in today's college football, how much do you think recruiting high school seniors even matters?
It's a good question.
Because, I mean, this guy, he could play for 3 different teams by the time anything. And if you're going to develop a guy, especially a big 5-star guy, it's going to cost you $1 million a year to keep him on your roster.
I'm sure people have already been churning through data of, say, the last 3 years, and people have already even done this for the Buckeye roster specifically. And I feel like here at Ohio State, more than most, you're going to keep some of the high school recruits that you brought in, the good ones that are doing the right things, that really, if you're recruited to Ohio State is the type of football program that you would ultimately want to get to. Say if you were a player that was stepping up through the ranks, maybe you're bouncing around from school to school because you keep improving, and then maybe by the time you're a senior, you've got a chance to actually play somewhere like Ohio State. Well, that's tough to do because I think from what we've seen, most of these, pick a position group. I mean, Cody Simon, he's been a Buckeye, right? Look where he is right now. Sonny Styles, he's been a Buckeye. Look where he is right now. Look at the wide receivers. Jeremiah Smith, he's only 1 year in. He's a true freshman. He's doing his thing. But Emeka Ibuka, Carnell Tate, these are Buckeyes, These are all guys that are Buckeyes. They've seen some walk out the door and go elsewhere because they couldn't get the time. But I hear what you're saying. I think it's going to be a balance. It's certainly different as time goes forward with the transfer portal, but I think you still have to put in the effort, do you not?
I don't know.
Au natural recruiting.
I truly don't have an answer. I don't know how much as a group or as a, staff you spend on one versus the other, because they have to be weighing these things across the board in college football. They have to be weighing how much effort are we going to do with that, and how much are we going to, what's our portal balance? What is...
Yeah, right.
And maybe it's going to become a thing that's our key positions, our quarterback. Okay, we're always going to shop for what is the best out there, but you actually you have to have a stable of guys coming through. So the answer, as in most things, is probably somewhere in the middle, but yeah, it's just it's tougher and tougher for me to get fired up about recruits coming in.
I totally understand that.
I don't know if I'm ever even going to see them.
I do get that. But some guys you will, and they still got to put in the effort to it, because even a guy like Will Howard, who you take, our quarterback right now, really the first of his kind. We've had transfer quarterbacks coming before, but you never had one like him where you knew from Jump Street it was going to be a one and done type of deal. Win the job, one and done, eligibility is over. Justin Fields was a transfer, but you were expecting him for a couple years, which you got. Julian Sayin is a transfer, but he was barely at Alabama in the first place, and you're hoping that he could stick at Ohio State for the rest of the way.
Yeah.
You're recruiting Tavian St. Clair, one of the top quarterbacks in the class. And don't you think that's a cool story? Because he's from a small school in the middle of Ohio. The fact that you got a Bell Fountain kid who's one of the top recruits in the entire country that plays on a lower level, I think that's a really neat story. Big-bodied guy with a cannon.
It's a great story. Yeah. It's a great story. Yeah.
Dane, you don't like the story.
No, it's fine. It's a fine story. I'm just not totally ready to just drink all the Kool-Aid on the stories, because I think a lot gets sorted out before you actually have your roster on the field. And I think you've seen, there's a lot of teams this year, Indiana being one of them, they're, proof that you're in today's college football. It seems like it's every new year is a race to build your best all-star team. Whether it's by plucking guys, it's about production now. Mm-hmm. So I just don't know where the development side goes. If the development side gets relegated to other conferences, or you try to do it in-house and hope you have those fill players, I don't know. This is all so young in the NIL and transfer world that... But yes, it is great to have those commits. But what did we see last week? We had 2 5-stars decide they didn't want to go to Ohio State anymore.
Yeah,
did we not? The defensive lineman?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it even? I don't even know what a commit means. I almost wouldn't even write a story about it until he's on campus with the uniform on.
I agree. As far as the commitments go, and when when they sign, then that's the real deal. And then even when they sign, they can still transfer out. So we do know that. Bodie, you can kill it right there. You can kill it right there. And by the way, though, David Sanders, we'll talk about this one in the next hour, too, the big 5-star offensive lineman recruit. He, on Thanksgiving, it seemed to be, toying around with the idea here lately that he would flip the commitment from Tennessee to Ohio State. So that would be awfully big. I know that was a big deal for Justin Fry when he didn't land the commitment from the Charlotte kid, who is a phenom offensive tackle recruit. And you're always going to need offensive tackles. You're always going to need to build that offensive line. And however long you have the guys, though, you're developing them, right? Whoever you have in your football team, you're developing them year to year, whether they are going to stay or whether they're going to go. If they go, that sucks. But as far as the time in the commitment, the practice time, teaching these guys what it means to be a Buckeye, all that stuff still has to remain. You still got to do it. Don't you?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, no, you do. I'm just saying, the job is tougher and tougher to remain a culture of what it is to be a Buckeye. That's going to be a huge challenge and it's just going to get harder and harder on these staffs to retain that. I think Ohio State's in a good spot with the Buckeyes they have on their staff and the guys that they have that know a little bit about Ohio State. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a huge step in the guys they've surrounded the program with. It's not an enviable task right now in college football to build a team and build a culture.
I believe our friend Dom Tiberi from 10 TV, our 10 TV sports anchor legend, who has covered probably about 45 of these games, Ohio State, Michigan games. I'm dying to get the exact number from him. He's out there getting ready for another high school football Friday night, hanging out. So we're going to talk to him. And a conference right now that's so dizzying, it would send Clark Griswold running for the Tylenol. We'll tell you about that picture as we keep our finger on the college football pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
If you're starting your day any other way, you're doing it wrong. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a big promotion at no cost to you through our small business sweepstakes. Winners receive radio promotion, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. Sweepstakes rules and restrictions apply.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
I'm Rick Reichard. Get Black Friday pricing now at Reichard Ford because we're dealing. Everyone knows that Black Friday is a wild time to buy a car. And here at Reichard Ford, we've already dropped our prices to get you the best Black Friday deal out there. Fresh incentives from Ford have just been announced. So guess what? You want the best Black Friday selection? You want to save more with Super Sale Black Friday pricing? You want to skip the Black Friday insanity? You get all that this week at number one Reichard Ford. New 2024 F-150s available with 1.9% APR financing or get up to $8,000 off MSRP. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Broncos. 100 to choose from. Save more money and shop the best selection now at Reichard Ford's Black Friday sale, the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichardFord.com. Based on 2023 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region. Offers end 12/02 on approved credit.
Get the right car at Reichard.
We're dealing.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening, everybody. Wells. We'll start with college basketball here as both the Ohio State men and women were both in action earlier this afternoon. At the shot, the Ohio State men let a 12-point lead slip away in the second half as Pittsburgh rallied to knock off the Buckeyes 91-90 in overtime. Ohio State falls to 5-2 on the season. Next up, they're at Maryland on Wednesday night as they begin Big Ten play. As for the 11th-ranked Ohio State women, they improved to 7-0 on the year as they hammered Utah State 87-51. Next up for the Buckeye women, they'll host number 19 Illinois next Friday afternoon. Hockey today, the Jackets beat Calgary just a little bit ago, 5-2 at Nationwide Arena. Since that 6-game losing streak, the Jackets have won 5 of their last 7 games. Next up, Columbus will begin a 5-game road trip in Chicago on Sunday afternoon. And in the NBA, the Cavaliers lost at home to Atlanta this afternoon, 117-101. This update is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Roof Revivers. Whether your roof needs a quick repair or a full replacement, Roof Revivers has you covered. Visit roofrevivers.com today.
All right, so we are approaching the game tomorrow, noon kickoff, Buckeyes and Wolverines. Our coverage is going to start at 6:30 in the morning with Matty Ice, Dane Sanzenbacher, who's right here, and DeVere Posey. You guys get to be in the comfort of the studio.
Oh,
so
it's such a nice move.
That's going to be very, very nice. That's going to be nice. Hold on, Dom. There's Dom Tiberi.
Is that because it's so cold? You're not going to make him sit outside?
You know, I thought about that there was a part of me that was like, we should broadcast in the elements that exist.
Yeah.
If they got to play in it, we should be doing the show. And then there's that other part of me that's like, no.
Right?
It's like, no, the studio sounds
Why did you do that, Tim? He wants to be outside.
You know what? I think we should change. I think we should go back. I think we should.
Did you and Fish make this decision?
Yes.
That's it. I'm showing up at Lane. I'll call in.
You should.
I'll be the only one sitting in the
You should.
in the container by myself.
I don't know if it's the equipment issue because we're doing the tailgate show. So if that equipment's going to freeze, then it's going to freeze out there while we're doing the tailgate show.
What time is that show tomorrow?
His show is at 6:30. First one in the morning, and then the tailgate show.
There'll be a lot of people that'll be standing there looking for Dane.
I know. Well, he's still coming out there after the show is done.
He's like an original Backstreet guy.
He is.
What are we going to do with all the fans that are standing out in front of us?
I don't know.
Did we tell them?
I don't know.
I don't know about this.
Dadgum, Tim.
We're going to have them come into the tailgate party if they're there. We'll have them come into the Ozone.
Where are you going to be?
I'll be there at the Ozone at 8 o'clock where the stage is. Where the band is.
And you'll be on a stage.
I'll be on the stage doing the stage announcements like I've done for every home game this year.
With who?
With you.
Nah. Me and you, man.
He's coming out as soon as the show is done. Dom, you can come too.
I'll be over there.
Come on.
Yeah.
Stop by. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. I used to go there a lot.
And now?
You kicked me out.
I didn't kick you out. You stopped coming.
I think Tim kicked
Matter of
me
fact,
out.
if you would like to take my spot on stage announcements,
the
people, they've been asking me every time I'm doing it. They're like, "You're good, but where's Dom?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'll talk to him.
Tim had me whacked.
That's what Dom's like. Yeah. I've whacked
Do
Dom.
I need to play middleman here? Do I need to be Dr. Phil here?
I may have whacked Dom and tabbed in Dane Sonsenbacher.
No.
You know,
I mean, I told you he's like the Backstreet original right here. And look at me. I'm like a pair of Elvis's old shoes.
No, you're like
You're
Paul
vintage.
Newman in his Twilight.
That's right.
Great.
That's
Thank
right.
you. In his Twilight or his...
Well, he had a great Twilight.
Paul Newman?
Yes.
I see him.
Paul Newman in Road to Perdition.
No, Paul Newman in The Verdict.
The Verdict? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you just take different roles as you get older. You can't be.
You're not
you
the
can't
Sting.
be Tom
You're not
Cruise
the Sting
forever.
Paul Newman anymore.
Do you know what I did today though for the rivalry? And I don't know if you knew this, Tim. I'm sure Dane knows about it. But you know, Ohio State has like a renowned veterinary college, College of Veterinary Medicine, and it's just up the street from Ohio Stadium.
Okay.
They have a courtyard there. And in the middle of the courtyard, they have a fire hydrant where the doggies that are like sick can come out and anoint that fire hydrant.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what that fire hydrant is painted?
Yeah. Maize and blue.
And it's got a big M on it. And we went over there today.
Get it?
And did you?
And there were a lot of anointing. Going on.
Did you? With the dogs?
Or this was a.
You're asking if I stood there and hiked my leg? No.
You didn't?
Because I didn't want to go to jail. You can't do that. Humans cannot do that.
Old Dom would have done that.
Maybe where you're from.
Well, I mean, you got the Mirror Lake jump. What's the harm in peeing on a fire hydrant?
Yeah, well, I did not.
If I hold it, I could die.
I used to cover Mirror Lake, but I never got into that nasty water.
Now that would have been a hit.
I never got into that nasty water.
That would have been a good TV bit.
Oh, my God.
I would have loved to see that.
Do they?
I don't think so.
Yeah. You know, that,
with the microphone and ever like doing a stand up. I'm Dom Tiberi for the Mirror Lake jump, and then you just go and run in there, suit on and all.
I used to do this thing called Dare Dom.
Sure. And that would be a good one.
Were you aware of that, Dane? Dare Dom?
Is this when you
basically it was about 10 years ago, and they would I was dared to do things. It should have been called Dom Gets His Behind Kicked.
Didn't you wrestle our friend from Cleveland?
I wrestled
Jay?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Okay,
I did
different.
that in sumo wrestling. But I did wrestle and interview Kyle Snyder with a mic, and he put me in a chokehold, and I was trying to But I did fight a guy named Olaf. That's all I knew him by, Olaf.
Oh, my God. At least Kyle Snyder didn't actually put you under.
And this gentleman was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu master. And, in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it's all about manipulation, and you're supposed to tap out. Well, I used to be a wrestler. I figured I'm just wrestling this dude. He got my arm. I'll show you the video, and you hear it pop.
Oh, my
He popped my Tommy John because I didn't understand the.
People think karate is about force and brute strength.
I fought a guy. I fought a boxer, some 20-year-old boxer. He hit me in the stomach so hard it knocked me out of the ring. It was called SWAT asked me to come do their training, and I did that. Anyone that messes with someone in SWAT, you got to be crazy. Then you remember we had that lacrosse team? We had that pro lacrosse team, Tim?
No.
I went into goal, and the guy set a world record. He could throw the lacrosse ball like 110 miles an hour.
Dom, that could kill you.
And I said to the guy, what do we have for downstairs? I mean, there's no pads on my legs or anywhere. Oh, we don't do that.
The shorts.
Yeah.
They wear shorts.
I said, what is wrong with you people? Yeah.
Bodie, best thing to do, just let him finish. Right?
Tim, you ain't ever seen a pair on a dog like this one's got.
All right. So before we get back to Ohio State, Michigan, Bodie's been dying to tell us there about what's happening in the Big 12 here.
Yeah, you want to talk about the gift that keeps on giving, Tim.
Give Clark the Tylenol for the Big 12 in their college football playoff scenario. What the heck is happening there?
Yeah, honestly,
9 teams were in it going into today?
And they're still in it, if I'm not mistaken, because it might be whittled down to 8. Poor Rock Chalk, Timmy. They've taken every ranked team they can take down with them, but they are dead. They are not alive.
Colorado beat Oklahoma State 52-0 today.
At society today, when you can't win a game in conference, Mike Gundy. But nevertheless, so Colorado is now 7-2. As I understand it, if Boise State, yeah, them too. If Arizona State and Iowa State take care of business, I think those two teams are in. Now, Arizona State is at Arizona in their rivalry game there. Iowa State takes on Kansas State at home, so that's kind of a coin flip game there a little bit. Another team that's still alive is BYU. They're at home against Houston, so they're still kind of in the thick of things. But if I think all 3 of those teams were to lose, and then you'd have Baylor, Kansas State, TCU, Texas Tech, and WVU, they all have still 3 losses in conference, so they're all still alive. Now, WVU plays at Texas Tech, so one of those two teams would be knocked out there. But nevertheless, as we enter Week 12, we know Ohio State win and they're in against Oregon. If it's not them, it could be Penn State or Indiana. SEC's Georgia against the Texas and Texas A&M winner. But the Big 12, it's wide open, baby.
Yeah, you just have to wait and see because there's potential for 3 lost teams there to be the conference champ. And depending on what happens with the American and Tulane, they could miss out the playoff because if they're the 6th conference champ.
Tulane lost yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
so
I'm sorry.
Probably,
so Tulane is on the outside.
Army kind of fell out after they got waxed.
Army with the waxing to Notre Dame is going to make it tough. So, but what a shame for Mike Gundy. 0-9 in the Big 12.
Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today?
Unreal. Well, thank you, Bodie. And Dom, by the way, Dom Tiberi, 10 TV, sports anchor legend, is in the studio with us.
Do you want me to tell you any more stories?
How many?
I was liking the stories, Dom. They wanted to get back to college football. It was not me.
The stories are good. I want stories about Ohio State, Michigan, because how many have you covered now?
43. This will be the 43rd.
43rd. Okay, I guessed 45. I was only off by 2.
And let me tell you what. I have to say there may be more hype around this year's game. The only thing that may have come close is the year that Earl Bruce beat him when they fired him earlier in the week. I mean, it was insane.
Why do you think there's more hype this year?
Because so much is at stake. Ohio State wants to get back to the Big Ten title game.
Have to get back.
Ohio State has lost 3 in a row to this team. You had all the stuff that has gone on in the past with the scandal, and it just Buckeye Nation is uptight. You heard what Ryan Day said coming into this game. likening losing to these guys to the death of his father. And
crazy.
I just think that Ohio State cannot lose to these guys again. And I think it would be unthinkable if they lost to them again. And then I look at this spread, and, a lot of money must have gone down on them, the Wolverines, today, because the line went from almost 22, I think it
down
was.
to like 20 and a half.
19 and a half.
19 and a half.
Last I just checked, 19 and a half. And for a line to move that much, that means there's a lot of money going. But I just think, I think this town is ripe to have a win over these guys, and I think there's just so much into this, and I just think it's time. I think Ryan Day said it. We cannot lose to these guys again.
Can you stay another segment, or do you have to go on to TV?
I can do one more.
Okay, he can do one more because I want to hear more.
One more.
He'll do one more.
He'll do one more.
I want to know if you've heard this specific story about Woody Hayes and the Michigan rivalry.
I got a lot of them. I'm
sure you've heard this one. I'm not sure how many people out there have heard it, because it's not just the one that Lou Holtz threw in there at the end of his comment. We would have gone for 3 if we were allowed to. Oh, I hadn't heard that one, Lou. But that's coming up. Dom Tiberi, 10 TV sports anchor, still in studio. Dane Sanzenbacher is here. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Save time, reduce costs, and eliminate printer frustrations with Modern Office Methods, your award-winning managed print services provider. We know how to help your business reduce the cost of office printing by identifying necessary print and paper waste. We can improve your printer fleet and decrease the amount of printer frustration. Why wait? Start saving time and money today. Start with our comprehensive print fleet assessment by going to momnet.com and click on Free Assessment.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
At Meijer, we believe the holidays should be a special time.
a time when families and friends can gather for the simple purpose of enjoying each other's company. From the gifts and decorations which make the moment, to the fresh ingredients that make the meal, count on Meijer to bring the magic of the season to life with just one stop. We're always working harder to make the holidays a good deal better. Meijer, bring more good to the holidays.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens of your latest forecast. We're looking at cold weather as we head into this evening. It's going to be a chilly one out there for those high school football games as temperatures will fall into the 20s with wind chill values likely down into the teens. We should see a few flurries across the region. Saturday will be mostly sunny, high 32. Cold for that Ohio State game. Again, bundle up if you're heading out. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
A show that knows its enemy.
They hate us, we hate them. That's the way it's got to be.
It's Michigan, obviously. I even hate them, and I'm the impartial voice guy. Yuck. Back to the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Well, that is just perfect. That really is. For right now, I'm Timmy Hall. He is Dane Sonzenbacher. I'm sorry, Dom had to roll. Dom Tiberi, 10 TV sports anchor legend. He wasn't thinking about what time he had to be on TV. So he could not stay for the segment. But he, just before he left, told us one of his Woody Hayes stories. In brief, it was a very brief one. But what was the gist of it, Dane, about the toilets up there in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
The gist was the paranoia at one point between these two schools, and particularly between Woody and Bo, had grown to such a point that pregame, Woody would not allow his players to flush the toilets because he thought Bo had messed with the plumbing and the piping and that it would flood their locker room.
So
This is per Dom.
Right.
I'm just a messenger. He said it as he walked out of the stadium. I said I'd pass it on to the folks. We have not fact-checked this.
Don't kill the messenger.
We did not even look it up.
We didn't even get as far as, well, were they going to the bathroom in the toilets and not flushing them, or were they holding it or using toilets at the hotel and making sure that they didn't have to go anymore once they got to the stadium? Or were they just going somewhere else, like in the public restrooms in the stadium somewhere? Do not know.
And wouldn't it be worse if they didn't flush it than if they did flush it and there was a pipe leak?
I would rather just flush the toilets and shoot for the best. Because I'm not going to go to the bathroom in the toilets and then not flush, because then that whole thing would be funkified
just in
and
case.
stinky.
That doesn't. I don't know. Wish Don was here to fact check that. That story seems a little.
That is paranoia, though, because someone would have to come in there and clean it up. We're the Ohio State Buckeyes. We're the visiting football team. You can't treat us like dirt. I know we got the Iowa pink locker rooms, and those are ridiculous. What was the worst situation you remember as a player? Was there anything that just really irked you, or when you were done with it, you're like, man, that really sucked from a hospitality standpoint, being a visitor?
Purdue.
What was it? The lack of AC, or just the lack of space in their field house back in the day?
Yeah. I don't know if they've changed it, but from what I remember,
recently.
The field house was basically an outhouse. It was just a little old school locker room that we had to squeeze into. The showers, there was a room, communal shower, which you're used to, one pole in the middle, and just about 6 shower heads outside going off that one pole. I don't recall there being hot water. Maybe there was.
Yes.
So coaches and players were showering in the same. That's just not what you want.
Oh, man. No way.
There was, I'm telling you, and no offense to your parents. I know you come from Purdue lineage, but.
Oh, no. Offense taken.
The
place should be offense.
The place kind of smelled. There, not the locker room, the field in general. I don't know if there was fertilizing going on.
This is like 2010, too. This is embarrassing. I thought I read that they had renovated the setup for the visitors maybe a couple years ago when they put the money in the stadium.
It was well needed because that pink locker room at Iowa was luxury compared to West Lafayette.
So we're talking just like a stick, one pole.
One pole in the middle.
You're staring at everybody's ding-dongs all around the world.
The only thing that comes close is the bathroom troughs at Ohio Stadium when you got to look at the other people in the eye across the way.
Right.
Yeah.
The troughs that are double-sided.
Yep.
I don't think they're supposed to be double-sided troughs. You probably squeeze in on one side so more people can go to the bathroom.
If I could
That's what they would do at Arrowhead
Stadium.
Stadium.
I could redesign, just put that wall all the way up.
The trough's got to be against the wall.
Yeah, we
you
don't
can
need
do a trough, but it's got to be on the wall. You can't have a double-sided trough and you're staring at the other guy's genitalia. You can't have that.
I'm just saying, the middle trough, the half wall needs to be a full wall. We don't need eye contact.
Okay, so here's the story that I read today. It was an excerpt from the book called Woody's Boys. The story is actually told by Tom Skladany. Have you ever met Tom? He is a hilarious guy. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
I know Tom. Good. Yeah, Tom, the punter who is fabulous. I did a Giant Eagles appearance with him 8 or 9 years ago. It was just sort of a come meet him. He was signing some photos. He was chatting with you. He was great. And so here's the story goes. He says, we're at Michigan. We're on the road. This is the 1975 game. So we're sitting at the lunchroom in the hotel. And it's so quiet that you couldn't hear a thing. You couldn't even hear the forks clanging. It was just dead silence. Stomachs up in your throat. You're playing Michigan. Everyone's nervous. National TV, Big Ten championship. All of a sudden, Woody hits the glass with a fork. Anytime, he hits his glass, you sit up, you stand up straight, right? Maitre d', he's yelling at the top of his lungs. I said to someone sitting next to me, what's he doing? He goes, I want all the cooks out of the back to come out here, serve my men, and I want these co-eds who are planted here by Bo to go in the back. And I mean, these girls who were waiting on us were beautiful. Then he said, men, Bo infiltrated our lunchroom today. He put these girls here to get your mind off the game, but I caught it. I just want to let you know the kind of guy you're playing against tomorrow. So talk about the paranoia that was shared about not flushing the toilets up in Ann Arbor. Same type of thing. He basically said that all of the waitresses, the female servers that were there in the lunchroom that day, were so beautiful that Bo put them there on purpose to get in the minds of the Buckeye players. And Tom said, I was laughing so hard at him inside because you can't laugh outside. He was serious. You should have seen the freshmen and the sophomores who didn't know about him. Next thing you know, there's chatter. Guys are talking. He took the pressure off. He got everybody pissed. And then we went out and beat the blank out of them 21-14. That's what he did. He sensed the tenseness. From then on, everybody was talking. He sent the girls in here to take our mind off the game. He said he turned the whole entire lunch around. Don't even think that he believed it. I guess that's
maybe that's the genius.
How well you knew Woody or not, but that was the story from Tom.
Maybe that's the genius of the Woody Hayes personality. Didn't matter if he believed it or not.
No, it didn't matter.
He accomplished what he wanted to accomplish.
I'm going to say that this is so. I'm just going to say this so. You are just putting gorgeous women in here to
men he's infiltrated.
Yeah. It's like the Lawrence Taylor stories. I think LT used to do something similar to opponents that were playing the New York Giants back in the day. He'd send people to the hotel rooms. That was what LT would do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how he did it. So we got the game coming up tomorrow at noon, 6:30 a.m. coverage. Dane, Matty Ice, and DeVere Posey will start things up. We'll have our Ozone tailgate on lane firing up around 8 o'clock as well. Tailgate show at 8:30 from campus. It is going to be a cold one, but this is exactly the way that you want it. This is a game where it is going to come down to running the football. And what are Quinshon Judkins? What are Travion Henderson? What are they going to do? What is this offensive line that's had a couple games now under its belt? What are they going to be ready to do against Mason Graham and the stout Michigan defensive line and that front seven? They're already likely going to be without Will Johnson, who's been missing all these games. And there's been some chatter, and Sharon Moore's been kind of coy about their star cornerback making it back, but I don't expect he's going to make it back for this game. And maybe Colston Loveland, their tight end, is going to be too banged up. So we'll see how he factors in, Michigan star tight end, that is. But I don't know. What do you see as a couple of the quick keys to this game here tomorrow, Dane?
I think that's storyline A right there is the Ohio State O-line and the Michigan defensive line.
Right.
I mean, because if there was a weakness on this Ohio State team, now they've played well, but that's the one where it's a Michigan strength and it's low on the strength scale for Ohio State. So, I mean, if Ohio State can get that running game going, yeah, I think that's, as far as in-game, X's and O's storyline, I think that's the major one. I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, so we're going to see, and there's going to be a lot more to it than that. We will get you the final walkthrough one more time if you missed it in hour number 1 as we keep getting ready for the game tomorrow. It is the Buckeye Show right here on The Fan.
The only show where sports talk is eclipsed by food talk.
Oh, no.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
This Saturday, choose chill and grab a Coors Light. Press play on Ohio State football and pause on everything else. We know there's nothing like game day in Columbus. So whether you're at the tailgate, the bar, or just watching from home, choose the one beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics 2024. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
With 3 days of Black Friday deals at Meijer, your holidays can go from stressful to stress-free.
I'm listening.
Buy one, get 2 free MTA Sport apparel means dream gifts go from no way to...
Hooray!
Buy one, get 2 free Carter's apparel can take winter outfits from blah to...
Ooh la la!
And $120 off Columbia men's Pike Lake vests means your holidays go from good to...
Now that's a good deal better.
Bring more good to the season with 3 days of Black Friday savings, Thursday through Saturday, only at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or on the Meijer app.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to HIMSS.com/joy.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
You want a sub made the authentic Jersey way? You go to Jersey Mike's. You want a radio idea? You go to me. Like this. I'm a talking dog that only talks about Jersey Mike's. My owner says, "Hey, buddy." And I'm like, "Get me an authentic Jersey sub." He says, "That's all you ever think about." And I say, "No. I also think about teaching myself to drive the Jersey Mike's, but until I figure that out, you're all I have." Woof, woof. Made the authentic Jersey way since 1956. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability.
efforts. And for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The show where we pay people extra to host with Timmy Hall. This is the Buckeye Show.
And tonight, that guy is Dane Sonsenbacher. Perfect.
I'm getting paid?
Getting paid for this.
Sweet.
It is a great thing. And then again tomorrow, too, we get the big game, Buckeyes and Michigan. And you can feel it now. You really can. You're getting so close. You're the night before. Probably still going to be a little bit of nerves, right? It is. It's crazy to think about how it's been since Dwayne Haskins was quarterbacking.
Is that true?
Dwayne Haskins was quarterbacking, may he rest in peace, when they got the job done at in Columbus. I should say.
Okay.
Make that very clear. 2019 was the last time they won it. Obviously, that was up on the road in Ann Arbor. Yeah. But the last time that they won it in Columbus, front of the home fans, Dwayne Haskins was your guy. Ryan Day got that first one, as we know, in 2019. Didn't play the game in 2020, and 21, 22, 23. We know what happened. Cheating scandal in there. Still waiting on a lot of those sanctions and what those punishments are going to be. But, we haven't hardly even mentioned that on tonight's show, Dane. But shouldn't there be a lot of pent-up aggression over what has gone on with this Michigan program? And some of the things that have been pointed out on the sidelines as some of the videos have surfaced from recent Ohio State-Michigan games, and them seeming to know a little bit more of what a certain play call was all about and how that can give you just that little bit, even the extra second. I mean, we talk about what an advantage it is for the home crowd to be really involved in the game and to make a offense go to the silent count, to throw off that cadence, even by just a half step. He mentioned a play where Indiana center last week snapped the ball early, and the offensive line was not even ready to go yet. And so the defensive line, huge advantage there because they're looking at that. They're firing off the ball. They're already getting that dent, getting that push on the O-line.
Yeah, I mean, any little advantage can be huge in a game like this. I don't know. I asked you off air if there had anything had come down the pipe on that yet, as far as punishments. It has built up frustration, I think, in the fan base. But my hope and I guess expectation is that it would not within the building. This is one of those games. Ohio State, I don't think, needs to foster any more motivation or anything else extra to take them out of their job of just one play at a time. As cliche as that sounds, it does you no good to have any extra emotion to a game like this than just doing your job. Like, the tough part is managing your emotions through it. So yeah, the fans, of course.
Losing is plenty, right? Forget about how you lost. I think, is that the point you're making? Losing the game should do a little bit, right? The fact that you aren't on a long winning streak.
The emotions you're having, right? Like, those emotions are going to come naturally. I think what you're working to do as a team is not tap into any of that. I don't think you need that. I don't think you need to go into a game thinking, oh, they beat us last year, we're gonna get them this time. It's not a recipe for success. You don't need that extra bit of emotion. You need to do your job. If I was Michigan, I would be trying to get them to tap into it as much as they could. Anything to throw teams off of their focus, because truly it doesn't matter.
To get you too emotional.
Yeah.
To get you over emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, to have you being over prepared.
I get it.
Overreacting.
The rivalry is enough. Everything that is this rivalry is enough.
It's enough
to get you up for the game.
You know what the expectations are. You're going to feel it when you get in the stadium. It's enough. Everything else is noise.
I do love how every coach has been saying, though, and you talk about the new players, even a guy like Will Howard, who he really does seem to get it. You'll hear him here as I'll replay the final walkthrough momentarily. But he seems like he gets it. But still, you've heard Coach Ryan Day talking this week, the guys that have played in it before get it. The guys that haven't don't yet. You'll get it early in the game, though, right? And that hopefully is going to be enough. You've got to go through it to really, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, there's something about seeing it, like with your own eyes.
Yeah.
It's a weird perspective shift. There's something about the first time you've seen. I still think that my freshman year, like the first time I was ever in the game, was one of my most memorable moments because, and I grew up in Ohio, so I guess that's a level that maybe Will or some of the guys that are first-time players wouldn't have, but I've seen this for years. Like it's an every year annual thing. The first time you're there, you're like, I'm in the game. I'm in the game of the Ohio State-Michigan game. There's something to it, and unless you've been in the game before, it takes some adjusting. So, I mean, there's some first-time guys, but there's also some guys that have been there, done that, and been on the other end of it. But, I think the biggest challenge for these guys is taking as much of that emotion out of it as they can.
For the people that missed it in hour one, the last regular season edition of the final walkthrough. It is in the books. Are you ready, Dane?
I need to hear it again.
Need to hear it. Bodie, one more time. Ready for the final walkthrough?
Let's do it, Timmy.
It's Michigan week. Let's do it. It is the final walkthrough, Michigan edition. To all of you, I don't know if I can do the greatest rivalry in sports justice, but damn it, we're going to try. Folks, it's been a long time. I'm not going to read off the number of days since the last win because I don't want to. We've lived it. We've felt it. Ryan Day knew the drill since he took the job here at Ohio State, and he said it in his very first press conference.
Number one, win the rivalry game. And number two, win every game after that.
Well, he won that first one, and now we've been waiting for this moment. And Ryan Day has been living through hell to get to that next victory.
We felt what it's like to not win this game, and it's bad. It's one of the worst things that's happened to me in my life, quite honestly. Other than losing my father and a few other things, it's quite honestly for my family the worst thing that's happened. So we can never have that happen.
A jarring statement from a man who lost his father when he was 8, but that's what it means here. We've listened to dirty cheats sit up there and run their mouths now.
Sometimes people that are standing on third base think they hit a triple, but they didn't.
It's been a gut punch.
This is the worst.
But that was then, and this is now. The 10-1 Buckeyes will take on the 6-5 Wolverines at noon at the fabled Horseshoe tomorrow. The 120th edition of The Game. The Buckeyes aren't just supposed to win. They need to win. No, they have to win.
Don't let that team stand in the way. No way.
You can't, Urban. You got to have full attention and focus and respect for this rivalry to go out there and earn it.
That's a culture. That's a mindset. That's the way you're trained from January. You determine that by how hard you go. Not by your mouth, not by after the whistle taking a swing at the guy, but just nonstop boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, boom. Boom! You should be able to feel the history after that, bursting from the seams. It's Woody and Bo, the 10-year war. It's Beanie Wells, 52 yards up the gut.
15, 10, 5, touchdown, Chris Wells.
It is Paul Keels. It is Jim Lachey. It's winning a walk-off in overtime.
Whipping left side, 10, 5, touchdown, Curtis Samuel. And the Buckeyes win it in overtime.
You know what else it is? It's about having a new guy like Will Howard who feels like he's played in 4 of these things, and he wants to do it for the right ways.
This one's for those guys that came back. This one's for Buckeye Nation. We've been, I feel it, man. I can just feel it. There's been that hurt the last 3 years. This rivalry game, it's the first thing that I heard when I came here on my visit.
So get your rest. Try and relax if you can, because come noon tomorrow, we're all in for something. Let the legend Woody Hayes put it for you in simple terms and explain to you how you win this football game.
If you take it to them, if you don't make mistakes, and you keep taking it to them, hell, there's no question who will win. There's no question who will win. Now let's go out and do it. Let's go.
It's Michigan and Ohio State, folks. Our coverage starts dark and early at 6:30 a.m., and by the time 4:30 rolls around, Beamer and I hope to be giving you the best damn post-game show you've ever heard.
And I hope to see you out there.
There we go. Michigan edition, the final walkthrough in the books. We're almost there, Dane. We're almost ready.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Like I said before, I'm at a 9 confidence level. You want to get there. Little concerned about Ohio State's lack of fast starts in recent games. That's been a thing. I don't know. It hasn't caught up to them yet. And if they continue to be one of the best third quarter teams in the country, they are the best third quarter team in the country. Points per game and points against, they're number 1 in the nation in the third quarter play.
That's a great trait to have. And you would, if you had to pick one of them, I'd rather have that one.
I would too.
Have you been able to pin the slow starts on anything?
No, I don't think you can. I think that's a mental thing. It's purely mental because they have all the talent. So it's just something about getting settled into the game and needing a kick in the pants or something like that. It's confusing, but you'd like to see it stop.
Yeah, because I feel the same way. I've obviously watched these games, and I can't really put my finger on it. And maybe it's an expectation that we have that this offense is always going to be high-powered and put up a bunch of points. But the evidence through the years is they've kind of been a plodding offense. Ramp up as the game goes, figure things out, and then just wear on teams and end up putting up the points that way. Mm-hmm. So, I think maybe it's like an expectation that they're going to be the greatest show on turf, that they're going to just throw it around and be like the Chip Kelly Oregon teams that are just running and gunning. And that's fine that they're not. It's a long game. You saw it with Indiana. You make the big plays. You don't make the mistakes. You keep moving, and run into it. So, but I agree with you. Starting fast, if there was ever a time to do it on this one, because this is a game where when you don't, that feeling, that pressure mounts and mounts in that stadium.
By the way, we here are brought to you by our good friends at CareSource and also by Coors Light. We thank them for sponsoring this lovely radio show. We got a ton left to do. Also, what does Urban Meyer think about how this game is going to go tomorrow? Well, you can probably imagine. He joined the station earlier. That's coming up. It is the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned Redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Bishop and Friends.
Their best win would be a loss to Ohio State by less than 2 touchdowns. Quite honestly, it's the same thing for Penn State.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
This Saturday, choose chill and grab a Coors Light.
press play on Ohio State football and pause on everything else. We know there's nothing like game day in Columbus. So whether you're at the tailgate, the bar, or just watching from home, choose the one beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics 2024.
Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The holidays are here, and let's face it, it's easy to put on a few extra pounds between the parties, the food, and the stress. But this year, do something different and try semaglutide from Affinity Whole Health. Semaglutide is a game changer for weight loss. It'll help curb cravings and keep your energy up so you can tackle the holidays with ease. If you're thinking about TRT or already on it, they work together for amazing results. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
When you have the lowest prices every day feels like Black Friday. That's why Bob's is unboxing incredible values every Friday in November. Oh, no, not a boxing match. We're unboxing unbeatable values for your home. We're talking beautiful bedroom sets, feature-packed power sofas, dining sets, pop-up sleepers, decor, and more, all at wow-worthy prices. Now you're getting it? So check back every Friday for a new unboxing, because every day is like Black Friday at Bob's Discount Furniture.
At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $500. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant. We've got special financing, so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling. From sump pumps and water heaters to full heating and cooling repair and replacement. The Waterworks tackles it all. Call 614-232-2222 today.
Well, I would say when you're going around social media, if you're listening to this show, you're caring about the game that's coming up tomorrow, you're going to be seeing a lot of things that are in reference to Ohio State and Michigan. And Dane and I just listened to the hype trailer. Ohio State football pumps these out every week, and it's on their Twitter account at Ohio State FB. It's got everything that you would need. You know, kind of like you heard in my edition of the final walkthrough. It's got clips of Jim Tressel, clips of Urban Meyer, a lot of great video clips of just David Boston fighting in the middle of the game is great. I don't think I saw Marcus Hall's double birds. Maybe they didn't want to throw that one in there, but hell of a lot of good stuff. Zach Boren, you know he's in there. And that big hit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we talked about, the history of it, the fact that every year this is the biggest game. And like, of course, the hype videos are great and all that, but that's part of the lore of this game. And I think that's why, you know, this will be a big game regardless. You know, the players don't need that extra bit to kind of turn this into a big game. It's, you know that no matter what happens tomorrow, it is a piece of the history. You know, there's forgettable games. There's games you play in your career. No matter what happens tomorrow, this is a brick. And there's no change in it.
It's a foundation.
Yep.
It's part of the foundation.
It will always be, okay, what happened in the 2024 game?
You got 10 to go still. You got 10 to go to even it out. It's 61-51, and they're keeping score. So there's still 10 to go before you're on a level playing field. Urban Meyer, who just mentioned, he was on with Bishman Friends earlier this week. You already know who he's picking in a game like this. The same, it's almost every analyst in the country is going to be picking the Buckeyes, except for Desmond Howard tomorrow. But Urban here thinks that it's the OSU defensive pressure that he's seen lately could be the difference maker in this football game.
They're doing a lot of different movements and pressures, and I think this Davis Warren, you know, that they've settled on him, and he can throw the ball, not over athletic. I just see them bearing down on him. You know, I just see that the Curtis Rourke for IU could breathe. last week. You know, they had 19 yards for 3 quarters. After that first drive, I don't know if you guys realize that, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they had 90 yards. And on the first drive, they had 70. So I think it's going to be I don't know if this guy's going to be able to breathe back there.
Yeah, that's something that you'd like to see Jim Knowles continue to dial up and make it miserable for Davis Warren and stack that box against that offensive line and those backs. Mullings has been good. Donovan Edwards, just make it so their running game cannot do it. So they cannot beat you with the run.
That was so refreshing to watch in the Indiana game. That's the one thing that, as a fan, a strong defensive line just brings it's like a security blanket. It just brings comfort that you know they can get home. And it's something we hadn't seen consistently all year.
Yeah.
But there were plays in that game when the ball was snapped and it was like a wash of red was coming back. You know, it was a kind of almost undeterred on some level. You know, they did change a few things up. Coach Meyer mentioned there's a little bit more movement. But, I mean, that's the type of thing that can really obviously disrupt an offense, but be huge in a game like this. Because if you were in the stadium, I was in the stadium for the Indiana game, when those sacks happen on a big third down or
that's what gets the crowd going.
That's it. Yeah. It's so much more. Okay.
And then it's just recycling all that energy.
It does so much more for you than a batted down third down ball.
Yep.
It brings some different part that you're just. And then you do that. And then now the punt team is shaken. Now they drop the punt. I mean, it all builds on each other.
Before we lock in with our final picks here, one more from Urban that I loved. This was about practicing and how much time is paid attention to the Michigan game all year round. This was so good.
I don't want to use names, but we played teams that were 40-point favorites. You know, I wasn't watching their film. I was watching the Wolverine film, and we would practice. So it's not a big game. It's not a big week. It's a way of life.
There it is, way of life. Sorry, Akron, we're not watching film. We're watching Michigan film that week.
It's truly it's a good point, a great reminder that at this point in the season, the hay's kind of in the barn. You've built your culture to beat Michigan or you haven't. You know, it's like it's an all-year thing. It's not like you built up and have one good week of practice and you go make it happen. It's got to be ingrained the whole time. It's a really good point by Coach Meyer.
All right, football pick time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Buckeye Show's fastest football picks in the world.
Sponsored by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
All right, Bodie, let's do it.
All right, Timmy, first up, number 8, Tennessee is at Vanderbilt. The Vols are favored by 11.
We're going to go with Tennessee.
Yep, Tennessee.
Sticking with, half of the SEC here. Number 15, South Carolina is at number 12, Clemson. Kind of maybe sort of a playoff game potentially. Clemson's favored by 2.5.
Clemson.
Number 5, Notre Dame is a 7.5-point favorite on the road against the University of Southern California.
Oh, I'll give it to your Irish here.
No, SC, Bodie, I don't want to see it.
Number 6, Miami, they're favored by 11 on the road at Syracuse. Canes are playing for a berth in the ACC title game.
I'm going with Syracuse.
Ooh, the Flying McCords. I'm going Miami.
Number 16, Arizona State is favored by 8.5 at Arizona.
Arizona.
I'll go State.
Chaos in the Big 12.
Winner, this one heads to the SEC title game to face the Dogs of Georgia. Number 3, Texas is at number 20, Texas A&M. The Longhorns are favored by 5.
Texas.
I'm going hook 'em.
Number 24, Kansas State, 2.5-point favorites on the road at number 18, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
And Michigan is in Columbus tomorrow for a matchup against number 2, Ohio State. The Buckeyes are favored by 19.5.
All right.
It's got to be the biggest spread in that game in a while, I would imagine.
I am going to have this one a dominant Buckeye victory. This is going to be a 38-10 game. Ohio State beats Michigan, goes on to the Big Ten championship. Cover City, yes, and it's a 4-touchdown win for the Buckeyes.
My gut was 28-10 on this, but I think it's like I'm a little annoyed that the line has moved, into Michigan's favor.
All right.
So I think I'm feeling fired up about that, so I'm leaning more towards Timmy on this.
All right, Dane. Well, we'll be hearing from you at 6:30 in the morning. I cannot wait. Folks, we've made it to the final night's sleep before the biggest game of your lives. Ohio State, Michigan. We're going to get you to coverage of Georgia and Georgia Tech up next, right here on The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter doesn't have a mullet, but he's knee-deep in mullet energy. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a big promotion at no cost to you through our small business sweepstakes. Winners receive radio promotion, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. Sweepstakes rules and restrictions apply.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to HIMSS.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to HIMSS.com